The surfboard's length, width and thickness dimensions are commonly used when ordering surfboards. Traditionally, just the length has been used as a guide to choose a surfboard for your weight and experience. But it is the overall volume of the surfboard which is just as important. You need to take the overall width and thickness through the whole of the surfboard into consideration. For example, a wide and thick board will have increased volume and therefore help stability and wave catching ability. To help demonstrate that the whole board needs to be taken into account rather than just the length, as an experiment we measured the volume of two different surfboards. The first being Jonty's standard shortboard. The volume of this standard board was calculated by the shaping program to be 26.2 litres. Jonty's small waveboard is a twin fin which at 5'10" is 3 inches shorter than his standard board. However, its width is 20 inches and the thickness is 2 3/4 inches. The twin fin's volume worked out at 40.6 litres. That's almost twice as much as the volume for a board that is 3 inches shorter. With the twin fin also having no rocker, it makes perfect for planing fast along the surface of the water. Just a slight increase in the board's widest point will affect the width across the whole of the board and will therefore increase the board's overall volume. This helps with stability, and it is generally much easier to maintain speed over slack sections of the wave, but without compromising too much on performance. The overall volume of a surfboard is not just determined by its height, width and thickness measurements. You need to look at the board to get an idea of the thickness throughout the whole of the board, as the thickness is only a measurement of one point of the surfboard.
Very important, each surfer has a different sort of weight, each surfer has got a different skill level. So ideally what you want to try and do is you want to try to keep the board out the water at all times, especially with the waves being a bit weaker in the UK market. But then you also want to be able to, when you're going with speed, be able to bury the rail. So it's a combination of distributing the volume of foam to suit each person, especially for their weight. Now obviously all the surfers have got a different ability, so it's important for people that are buying surfboards to go speak to good shapers or speak to people that know about boards and give them as much information about themselves, and by doing that you will then get the right board to surf. So yeah, it's critical that the volume on the board and the width is correct.
If you are surfing in cold water with a 5'3" full suit, boots, gloves and a hat, this was calculated to add over 4 kilograms of weight to your body. So you need to take this into consideration when ordering a board for winter, by making sure that there is enough volume to compensate for this. For more experienced surfers who have a quiver of surfboards, the length, width and thickness dimensions vary greatly to the types of waves that the board will be surfed on. For example, a shortboard designed for small and weak waves will have increased width and thickness to increase the volume and therefore making it easier to catch waves and surf across slack sections of the wave. The length of the board is generally reduced to help manoeuvrability and for creating a tighter arc in turns for the smaller waves.
This works in waves from 1 foot to 3, 4 foot, and if there's not very much push, and it's all about the volume. I mean, if you look at that, it's just a thick, chunky harlot of a board, and it's wide. It's only 6'1" because when the waves are small, there's less space to manoeuvre. So it's a bit shorter. It's a bit wider. It's 19 inches wide. Normally I ride an 18 1/4 up to about 18 1/2, 18 3/4. But this is 19 wide, it's 2 3/8 thick, but the volume's all the way through it, all the way to the rail, and it's just got quite a wide tail.
The opposite end of the spectrum is a big wave gun, which is narrow overall, but more especially in the tail to help with control in large and powerful waves. But it is still thick under the chest and is longer for increased paddling speed.